Bum 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 bum. The Peter Fuck Show. Bum 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 bum. All right. I got into my first major fight with my roommates here, and that's why it's a Peter Fuck Show tonight. And I got to admit, I didn't set good boundaries, and it led to a lot of misunderstandings, and it's something that I have to work on. A little bit of background. I have eating disorders and I am autistic, and you'll understand why I bring this up. And the way my eating disorders play out is that I really fucking hate it when people want to intrude when I'm trying to eat. When I eat, it's like me and my lover, right? I don't like to be answering questions, I don't like to be talking. Now, ever since I moved in here, the owner of this home is actually a friend of a friend, and I didn't realize at the time, but the reason he wanted to rent this room to me is that he shares a lot of passions with me. He loves science, which is great. And something that I hadn't brought up to him is my eating disorder because I'm a little bit too proud to tell him that I have an eating disorder. Now, part of the reason I took the trip to Houston is that I haven't had a good meal since moving here. Every night I'm eating dinner, and he shouts his lungs out about his science, his research on physics, and all that, which is great. But I put on headphones, and I didn't realize it, but it kind of bothered him. And today, my other roommate complained to him about last night that I was praying to the God of dislikes. The other roommate is Catholic, and he was offended by the fact that I worshipped some stupid idol of dislikes. And I did, and he didn't tell me that he was offended until earlier tonight when all hell broke loose. And my our other roommate is an alcoholic. He was drunk, and he wouldn't let go of the fact that I shouted Peter dislike at him. I'm eating, I had a long day. I told him, can we have a timeout of 20 minutes? I just want to finish my meal. I'll apologize to you formally after I'm done. And he couldn't let it go. And finally, I lost it. I got to admit, my eating disorder still gets the better of me from time to time. I just wanted to have a meal in peace. And finally, the owner of the place admitted that the only reason he gave me a good deal on this apartment is that he wanted to talk to me about physics. And I told him, can you open your ears for like 2 minutes? I just want to tell you something. I love physics. Not when I'm eating, not when I'm trying to relax. We can put together a time every Saturday to talk all you want about physics. He wouldn't listen to that. He didn't even want to open his ears for 2 seconds to listen to that. Finally, I had lost my appetite. After all this screaming and threatening, I lost my appetite anyway. And I pulled him aside and I said, you got my ears. It's 7:30. Why don't you talk about physics for half an hour? I can't eat anyway. We had a real nice conversation about the physics. And then I admitted to him, you know what? Can I tell you something? And I said that, part of the reason I traveled to Houston last weekend was because, sometimes after a long day, I just want to unwind with a meal. I know you love your physics. I would love to have this conversation with you every week, even 3 times a week if you want. But I need boundaries with my food. He said that I should have brought my food into my room. And I told him the reason I didn't do that is because I respect your home. I normally don't bring food into the bedrooms. And can you return that respect? And I'm not saying you have to leave the kitchen when I'm eating. I'm just saying that I love some space. And you've noticed over the course of a month, every time you open up with science, when I'm eating, I put my headphones on. And it's not because I don't want to listen to science. It's because we've never set to get some boundaries for doing this. And I told him that I'm teaching a computer science class in the community college. I love my computer science. Do you think I would be happy if my students came over at 6 o'clock in the evening to my home to talk to me about their homework? Do you think I would be happy about that either? I'd probably want to kill my students if they did that, right? And finally, we have some good boundaries now. But this is a conversation that should have happened a month ago. And I will admit that I sometimes don't talk very directly. And I was a little bit too proud of my eating disorders. My main lesson tonight was that not to be too proud of differences in your life, right? Not, I wouldn't even call these two things disabilities. I should have been more open with my eating disorders and my autism early on. And I learned that next time I have another circle, whether it be at work, roommate situations, or even a significant other, to be more open with this. All right, so that concludes my podcast tonight. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Fox Show. Bum 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 bum.